But I'm broke as shit. So I'm like, you sure, bro? Because I ain't really said, nah, you good. I get to the hotel. They're like, we need a car for incidentals. I was like, how much is the whole? She's like, $250. I called this nigga,
$250
I ain't got the $250, man. He's like, no, just give him the card. I'm like, bro, you booked it. Tell him to charge that card or whatever. Like, welcome back to another episode of the Mike Murphy Show. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy. I'm here with my man on the grand,
John Grimes.
We're back with another episode. Please do us a favor. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, man. We appreciate all the support. We got a special guest in the building today coming from Cleveland/Columbus, Ohio. OH.
I.O.
I already knew he was going to do
Hey,
it.
only place in the world.
Fellow comedian Mo Hill, make some noise.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, bro.
Yo, thanks for having me, bro.
About time, man. We kept missing every
I know, man.
time.
Couldn't figure it out. It was the timing because I kept going to the earthquake show, and then y'all had other stuff going on, so we couldn't. But we finally did it though. We here now.
Because we did what the first time we did Quake's House together.
Yeah, we did Quake's House together in like October.
Damn, it was that long ago?
Yeah, it was October. Yeah.
Shit, you've been playing us for that many months? That's crazy.
So you met him this year or last year?
Last year.
Okay.
Oh no, I met him last year through you when Russell Peters and all them was in and Nate Jackson. We had that conversation about how much he made in a weekend. Remember?
Yeah, we met before that. Yeah.
Oh, for real? We met before that?
I
think that's the first time I ever met you.
Was that the same weekend?
Nah, I met you this time and then I seen you again. And Nate,
Nate Big Dog is?
Yeah, when he showed us the check about how much
he showed us.
Because y'all two were having a conversation.
Yeah,
saying he could make $1 million in a show.
He had his live going.
Right.
And then he showed us the check.
I didn't know him yet.
You know him?
No, you brought me over and was like, "Yes, my man." The three of us started having a conversation. Then he was like, "Yo, Cha-ching," showed us the
he
check.
pulled a balled up ass
crumbled
check.
Like
it was a piece of fucking paper.
Nigga, 6-figure checks at us. Like, peasants that we are.
This nigga had it balled up like a note in his pocket.
The night before, bro, niggas. This is what I did last night.
This is what I did last night alone.
Yo.
You know what's crazy about that though? Like me and Tony this conversation one day in the car. We was driving. He was like, "I'll look at what I got a check from like what I did from that weekend, and be like, damn, this is what some people make in a year, or some people making, six, whatever." You know what I mean? He was like,
yeah.
So when there's times where I want to complain about something or he was like, I got to think like what I did to get this check compared to what someone had to do all year to get that check.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Perspective.
It's a different life, bro. We live a different life right now, man. And it's funny because it's just tears of the shit. Like we might not be getting that what the fuck check yet.
Yeah.
But this is the process before the what the fuck yet check. You know?
This makes you appreciate the what the fuck check.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I know for sure. My horror stories about the journey and like what you lose and sacrifice of being broke on the wrong times.
Yeah.
That shit gonna be funny as fuck later.
Yeah.
In the moment,
not funny.
Nah, your stomach touching your back. You're like, nigga, ain't nothing funny about this.
Ain't nothing funny about being the broke friend, dog. You like, niggas really enjoy themselves this weekend. They spending money. Everywhere I look, they spending money. Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Bro, I be hating, bro.
Bro, listen, hold on. So this weekend we're in Dallas, right? This past weekend. I ain't gonna lie, that was the first time the comedy felt like work. That was the longest 4 fucking days. I was like, nigga.
Why did it feel like work?
Because it was just like, well, I'm actually filming and shit. So it was like, but just the one day I was with Tone all day. We filmed radio in the morning. We got in at 1 in the morning or something. He's like, nigga, be downstairs at 5:15 or 6:15, some shit. Go do that. Come back. He texts me, be downstairs at 10:40. I'm like, for what? He's like, I'm filming this shit. I'm not going into no sketchy ass part of Dallas by myself, nigga. Be downstairs in the lobby. I'm like, all right. Jump in the shower, run down. We film that shit. Come back. We do the shows. We go out. It was just like,
that's long.
Stop, and then you're filming. You're doing this. And I'm working during the day, editing reels and shit.
8 hours.
4 nights. We have 4 nights.
4 nights. Me and him got there this early Thursday morning, and we left
it felt like
Monday
been there
morning.
for 2 weeks.
Well, I swear to God, I was like, this shit feel long as fuck.
That was one of the longest weekends I felt. For some reason, it felt long as fuck. I was like...
But that second night, Tone's hosting an event across from the comedy club. My man Ocean, he's Theon's feature. He calls me. Because I seen I was on Facebook, like, oh, these niggas is right down the road from us. Yo, what y'all niggas doing? I'm like, oh, pull up back. Him and Dion show up. Now it's Dion and Tony. Every bitch in there is like pushing us out the way. Right?
We weren't there really.
We weren't there.
Yeah,
Like,
y'all didn't exist.
the ones that came up like, oh my God, I'm thinking she don't even Instagram. I'm like, hey, she's like, you take this picture of me and Dion? That's phone, bitch. Here, fine, I'll get your fucking neck and your rolls and all that shit, you fat bitch. Like, but it was like being around these niggas was like, oh shit, we had a good time, a lot. But just that part of that life makes you appreciate the what the fuck check. Because them niggas had to buy all the what the fuck alcohol.
Yeah.
No,
they did.
They did. It was a lot of bitches drinking, and I wasn't buying a single goddamn bottle. So
Juice
it's like,
nigga. Juice nigga.
the sacrifice is worth it. You like, y'all bitches thirsty? Come on, they got us. They got us.
They got all of us.
What y'all need?
They got us acting like
what
a bad
we
bitch
need,
in
as a matter of
VIP.
fact. No, it was fun, man. And like, so, aside from like and you know what? The perspective is the same from both ends of that show. Like, honestly, Tony obviously was gonna be like, yeah, bro, the check I got for working this weekend is crazy. But to me, when I tell people I gotta go to work, and what I mean by going to work is that, I just gotta be funny for 30 minutes, 5 times. People be like, fuck you, man.
Bro, it's not.
That's
you're not gonna never do that
2.5
sympathy.
hours of work, correct?
Yeah.
They're like, well, technically, yes.
Technically, it is.
2.5 hours versus a 40-hour work week.
So watch this. Well, both fuck that. Both of y'all answer this question. You go first, then you go second. No, you the guest. You go second. Name the top 2 things that you hate about being on the road? You already know that question, so think about it.
The top 2 things I hate about being on the road.
Like, or at least like. You don't have to be like, hey, but like, if I could get rid of these, or these are, if I rank them, these are the last 2 things that I like about being on the road. What would they be?
I have kids, so I think the sacrifice of being away from your kids is one of the things
Okay, that's fair, but not. I'm talking about specifically just about the act of
like physically being on the road.
not
okay,
like
I got you.
the residual.
All right, cause okay, cool. Because that's like deeper shit.
Yeah, because anybody's gonna have.
All right,
that.
I was
So
like, easily my first
the number
answer.
one thing is I hate going to cities where I don't know nobody.
Okay.
I don't know nobody because I like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hate going to cities where I don't know nobody because sometimes, depending on that weekend, like you might literally just be dolo solo and figuring it out, and it could be boring. It could be boring as fuck on the road sometimes. It's not always fun when you still. Because I'm sure for some headliners, like any city they go to, they got 900 motherfuckers that they know that they can easily hit up and have a good time during the day and after hours.
All right, so
Whereas
not knowing nobody.
Yeah, but so if you're a feature and you ain't really, even if you've been out, it's still, you got to work your way up to the point where you in the city and you got 90 motherfuckers you can hit up, right?
Yeah.
So the boringness and not knowing nobody is probably number one. And this changes per city too. But I would say not knowing nobody and knowing where to go, what to do. The second thing I would say that I can't stand on the road, man, that's a variable because it depends on the city. Some cities I go to, I hate not having nowhere to go eat.
Okay, so what would you use that? Not knowing where to go eat.
Yeah, not knowing where to go
and
eat.
not knowing nobody. What about you?
I think one would be the lack of sex. Like, I think I should be fucked.
That's a great
every
answer.
show, and it offends me sometimes that the pussy just ain't being handed to me.
The way the nigga said it. Like,
I don't think that was my first thought.
So lack of sex.
yo, hold on.
Then I think, well, you know what? It
Bro, you
should
got
be the
my
first
shit, bro.
answer. I'd have fucking been
hold on,
funny.
bro. The way you said it was like, like your name was James, and you had some old bitches waiting on you after the show. The lack of sex,
Beverly and them, Gertrude,
the lack of
bro. This nigga,
fornication I'm doing.
and I wasn't expecting you to say that because like your wife clearly at home. I'm thinking you about to say some shit about just regular shit. This nigga said the lack of sex, and you said it like an old nigga with some hoes at home.
So what else? Grammy?
So that's one. But you know what though? That is actually, it's just parallels that, bro.
But that's valid though.
It's the parallel of all of that, right? So like, there are times in a weekend of shows that I haven't used my voice until like 4:00 that evening.
Yeah,
I haven't used my actual voice. I haven't said a goddamn word. I've been in the hotel by myself the whole day.
I feel useless during the day,
and
when
that
I'm
shit
on the
make you
road
feel like, yo,
sometimes.
bro, I know I'm better than my activity I just did today.
So just stop right there. Think about that, right?
It's like an asylum.
These are the things that we're complaining about in our job. There's motherfuckers like, this motherfucking boss with this email, and I gotta fight and be in traffic all fucking day. The shit we complain about when you look at is
people are like, you
For sure.
solace, you hate solace? I'm like, yeah.
the thing I don't like is sometimes be like, how much is the Uber gonna cost from the airport? Because niggas ain't got a sign that says Mike Murphy. Tony got one.
Yeah.
Mr. Rock, we're here. Big, you know what I'm saying? So when you get there, you're like, damn, nigga, this is 45 minutes away. I don't even got enough money on my card.
Yeah, depending on what city you in, that Uber gonna be
or the hotel
What is
you's
that?
at.
Cincinnati? Is that the one that you got to land in Cincinnati?
Oh yeah,
they go to township.
It's an hour and a half away, bro.
Cause it's like Kentucky or some
Cincinnati
shit.
is like
that
Kentucky,
shit-
yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Then you
Yeah.
be in a place where you can't walk to anything. So like, oh, I'm hungry.
Well,
Nigga got an
you
Uber
can.
there and back.
Yeah.
And since
once
you
once you get to
can.
the fucking, but I'm saying
Once
like,
you get there, it's cool.
Yeah,
but
like-
certain cities, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
airport to the
certain cities-
club be a motherfucker.
But I'm gonna keep it
Low
100.
key,
I
Pittsburgh
did-
like that.
No, Pittsburgh.
You land in Pittsburgh, but the fucking club is like a 30-minute ride.
Yeah, but it's not.
but
It's not that bad.
But depending on where you stand at, though, the
If
club
you
is
stand right
around
outside the
everything.
Improv, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, Pittsburgh Improv though. I feel like when I landed in Pittsburgh, my ride to the Improv was like, or the hotel next to it
that
was
shit
like.
that's real. That's relatively. You're basically
I guess
jumping
I landed
on
in the-
one
I landed
house.
in the afternoon,
As soon as you
though.
jump on one road, you're straight shot to. It's a clear, and you're outside of the traffic. At
I
that
love
point.
how like this is our problem with our job.
That's
is
what I was
that
saying. Like compared to, like think about this.
goofy.
This is what made me. One day I told you this before. I don't know if I said it on the podcast. I think we were just talking. I was doing a one nighter with my man Marcus Smith, right in Memphis, Chuckles.
Ooh.
The hotel that the dude is managing me, my man. He's like, yo, let's go. I'm gonna pay. I got your hotel, your flight, all that. Like,
Oh, Marcus. Who the fuck is Marcus
Marcus.
Smith? You know
so
Marcus.
I'm like, all right, cool.
Where he at right
I'm
now?
broke as shit. I ain't seen that nigga in a minute, but I'm broke as shit. So I'm like, you sure, bro? Because I ain't really said, nah, you good. I get to the hotel. They're like, we need a car for incidentals. I was like, how much is the whole? She's like, $250. I called this nigga.
$250 a night.
I ain't got the $250, man. He's like, no, just give him the card. I'm like, bro, you booked it. Tell him charge that card or whatever. Like, he's like, yo, just put your card on or whatever. He's like, I'll send you some bread. I'm like, cool. He sent me like, I think I had like $260 on my card. He sent me like $50. So now I got $50 or 6 something, some shit like that. I'm like, cool. No, you can't walk. No, it's highways surrounding the hotel.
Yeah, you can't walk.
So you
nowhere.
can't walk nowhere. Like I have to
Yeah.
Uber, DoorDash. I'm like, I don't got no money. I'm like, I call him. He's like, yo, just get room service. They'll charge us to the
Cordova,
room.
Yeah.
Good look, bro. I ordered room service like 3 times. They put it on the incidentals card on my shit. My
But
shit
you-
overdrafted my account.
But when you check out, though, you could change it.
Nigga, I didn't know. I was like,
You was brand new.
I
to
didn't
the
know
shit.
that even did
Yeah,
that.
you know the folio.
I just-
But
the
yeah, when you
folio.
leave, you
I
can
just-
change and do
No,
all
but
that.
I just here I'm checking out, thinking it was going to his shit. You know how you looking for the hold to be released? It went up. I was like, nigga, what the fuck? I was like, yo. So it was like, but I remember being on the road thinking like, I left there and was like broke as fuck, overdraft, all this shit. I know I was getting a check in a couple days, but I was like, when I got home, my girl was like, how was it? I was like, yo, we killed that shit, bro. It was fun as hell. That shit was out of my mind like that quick. But it's because I'm doing this. Nigga, if I was going to go, my job before this, I was a garbage man. If I was like, yeah, I was out on the route, nigga, I wanted to go eat, my car got declined, I had to throw trash into the...
Yeah, that's a
Nah,
whole different kind of
slit my
stress.
fucking wrist, dog.
Yeah, that's a whole different stress.
Favorite cities.
My favorite cities to do comedy in?
Yeah. Or favorite cities that you had a great weekend where you go, this can't
Baltimore,
be topped. Ooh, valid.
which Baltimore is...
Black ass Baltimore.
I'll touch on Baltimore in a second. Baltimore, Houston,
Ooh.
We there this week.
Shout out
Baltimore,
We'll find out
Baltimore. Y'all at the Improv?
Everybody this weekend.
Baltimore and Houston. Houston is just Houston.
Houston,
It's
I believe
fun.
that.
I'm gonna leave the city part out of it. We're talking straight comedy at the comedy club at the Improv. When you got a full room at the Improv,
That's a
in
huge.
Houston,
That's a big one too. That's a
it's
big,
big as
wide
hell.
ass.
It's probably
club.
one of the biggest improv. It's probably the biggest improv
It's
in
fucking
the country.
huge.
No, San Jose.
Irvine's huge too though.
I've never been to either one of those. So
Oh, San
then-
Jose on like 650.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
like a theater.
Baltimore like that, but
So you're not talking about Goobies. What are we talking? Stress Factory? What are you talking
Comedy
I'm
Factory.
talking about Baltimore Comedy Factory.
about? Baltimore
With
Comedy
the big
Factory.
letters on the back of the stage.
Okay,
Yeah,
I've never
they
been
got
there.
that used to be an old theater. They hold like 500.
God, okay, I never been
Yeah,
there.
they hold like 500, and then Houston Improv probably like 4 something.
Yeah,
probably.
Houston's high.
And it's just, but Houston and Baltimore. Baltimore is one of those. I was terrified of Baltimore when I first went because Baltimore is Baltimore. It's a nigga city.
Nigga City.
It's one of those cities that got a reputation. It's like a Chicago or a Detroit, where it's like nigga, if you ain't delivering, they gonna
Cleveland,
let you. They gonna let you the fuck know. And it's so big that if you doing bad, it's beyond obvious.
They start echoing.
Nigga. And then if it's a packed room, you got 500 niggas just staring at you like, be funny. So I was scared, and it was my first time doing a hard city like that with that many people. And it was validating because the material that I did and I used and my icebreakers, all those, everything was just, that's the first weekend. Being on the road with Tony Roberts, I'm very jaded to never say that I killed because I know what killing looked like.
That's
On a regular,
fact.
But is killing relative?
No.
I think on tour
when you on the
it
road,
is.
no. When you on the road with certain niggas, like you gotta watch your mouth personally. Like you be like, oh, I killed, and it's like,
Oh, I mean, like
No, but I'm saying he can
killing
do his
relative,
thing.
meaning like
Relatively to
in
your
that
ability.
spot, you did the best that was.
oh no, I bodied
crushed
for
it. Yeah,
what
okay,
I
yeah,
could
that's
do.
what I mean by that.
You're not killing. You're not comparing
like
your
you
set
killed-
to
I'm
his.
not comparing to him.
No,
no,
just
You're
no.
set.
it's
Like,
you versus you.
Yeah, I bodied
Well, it's
to
like
where it's
that
like,
nigga was
So you gotta
fucking
say
great.
that.
yeah, I bodied
Yeah,
to where
okay.
it's like niggas was like, yo, that was crazy, or niggas was having a hard time breathing
You
during
made
my set.
that fucking great for
I
us.
it was a crazy set. I'm not comparing myself to what he does.
Right,
No,
right.
no,
Okay,
no.
that's what I mean. I think I know what you mean. When you
It was
said
just,
that.
but it was validating to like my material and where I was, and it was one of those moments where I go, okay, because you know when you're going through this journey, you don't know what level you really at until you do or have some type of feedback to tell you. But being on the road in Baltimore let me know, like, okay, I reached this next level because I was featuring.
Right.
And I had to follow certain people like Skeet Carter, who is a very strong comic. He was doing guest spots that particular weekend. And I had to follow this nigga. And this nigga's doing 8 minutes, but like it's Skeet. So like the 8 minutes is crazy.
Big
'Cause this
energy,
nigga-
yeah.
He's very charismatic.
Yeah, bro. It's like high
They
energy.
shut
but
them
I'm
teeth,
also-
nigga. It's
Yeah,
like-
but I'm also
Big ass piano keys.
nigga T, bro was killing
Y'all
that
gonna
nigga
laugh.
teeth
Y'all
backstage.
gonna laugh. These motherfuckers.
So it's like
Shout out Skeet.
I had to follow him on top of like I'm on stage for 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was my first time featuring now. At that time, I killed, I would say out of the 5 shows, I didn't bomb ever. I didn't bomb ever. But there was some shows that I was like,
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
seven. But then
I rate every
3 of
fucking
those
show.
shows.
I rate every fucking show.
Yeah, 3 of those shows, I'm at a 9. One show, I was at a
nigga.
12.
So let me ask you
Like,
this.
When you get in that flow state, you be like,
Bro.
you be like, hey, good luck out there. Whoever's
Yeah.
next. Hey, Tony, go ahead.
Tony,
give
good
me your
luck.
best shot.
Hey, Tony, they ready for you. They ready for you.
We talked about this earlier, but do you think that? Hold on, before I even say that, it's funny you said that because Joe Coy opened for a set one time, like when he wasn't Joe Coy yet,
Mm-hmm.
and he said he went. They did like some Indian reservation, like one of the casinos, like a Mohegan Sun or something, but it wasn't in Connecticut, it was somewhere else.
Yeah.
He said he came out. He said it was the best set he was like, oh yeah, he ain't never gonna let me open for him again because that shit I just
Nah,
did.
says one of the people that want you to kill.
Yeah, he was like, said came out like, oh yeah, okay, boy. Dapped him up. He was like, all right. 5 seconds after Sad was on stage, he was like, they don't even fucking remember my name.
Yeah, bro. It's really levels, bro.
So like
It's
when I
levels.
asked, when you say like, oh, some shows was like a 7 or whatever, do you think that that's a 7 because they just don't give a fuck what you talking about, or a 7 because you wasn't in the zone, like you wasn't connecting, like something was off with you? Because with comedy, the joke is a joke. You might not change the joke. So you be like, well, it worked. I killed on the first show, bombed on the second with the same material.
Yeah.
So someone on the outside world don't know that it's not the material, it's you not resonating when you're not, that's not your audience. Those they came to see Tony.
I wouldn't
Nah,
even
I
call
don't
it
think it
first
was
show,
that.
second show. It's a completely different audience the next show. Like every show is a different show.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It
saying.
is-
So when I'm saying this,
in the
when he says I didn't do,
I wouldn't compare
that-
one to the other.
Nah, for me it's different. So to answer your question, it's me. It's the consistent. So this is how I think of it. I think of it this way. I could do the same set, but I may not do it the same way every single time because I'm still aspiring to be at that professional level. Right?
Okay.
So when you look at somebody like Tony, their consistency versus my consistency as a professional is going to be different because they're just at a different level, right?
Yeah.
So I did the same set in some variation, but my delivery might have changed just because I'm just at a level to where at that time, I was at a level to where I just didn't say and do things in a way to pivot based off of what I had in front of me.
Still
Does that
fine-tuning
make
it.
sense? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like it's just like the best way, you know how I think about it? Floyd Mayweather talks about when he's in the boxing ring, the first 2 rounds is him figuring out your nuances to change how he is going to play his style based off of how you fight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that means so the best way I can explain it is I'm doing the same set, but depending on the crowd, my octaves and where I might do certain things in my set needs to change. My inflections, where I might act out how. If you do it the same way every single time, it might not hit the same with this crowd versus that crowd in this city versus that city. Like I've gotten good at in the first minute and a half with my icebreaker jokes, if I know where y'all at, I know where I need to emphasize, where I need to pull back, where I need to go high, where I need to go low.
Get louder into the mic.
But
Sometimes you gotta get louder, yeah.
Correct, but when you're still figuring that out, your joke might not hit the same because you didn't say it a certain way, or your setup might not have been the same. Even though you know your joke front to back, this is the nuance of comedy. There might be that one word that you didn't transition the proper way, and it fuck up the whole setup. So your punchline don't hit. It might hit, but it's not. It might hit at a 7 versus a 10 because you didn't add that one little part to tell them where to laugh, basically, in your setup.
Because I asked that because I watch his set. He'll do it, kill one show. The next show, he's doing it, the same energy, all that. But the audience is like, nigga, where's Tone at? Like,
yeah,
and
so
it don't matter what you do, what you say, they don't give a fuck. Like,
I don't agree. I think it's adjusting. I think you have to adjust, and I think it's figuring out. Everybody does it differently. It's figuring out how you know when to adjust and where. Because like in the middle of a set, I'll start figuring the crowd out, and I'm going, oh, I'm noticing y'all. I'm just giving an arbitrary example. I'm noticing y'all laughing a lot more at some of the like vulgar shit.
Oh, sex jokes versus
like I'm like, okay, when I'm saying like, you know, fucking and pussy, like, oh, y'all giving some good responses. So within my jokes, I might emphasize the nasty shit a little bit more if I have that.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, okay, so y'all responding when I'm doing X, Y, or Z. Let me do X, Y, or Z a little bit more. So I've learned how to, like Floyd, in the middle of my set, I'll start figuring out what the crowd is starting to gravitate towards, and I'll do that. Some crowds, like you might go to a city where, you know, most of the time my premises might be a little shorter and I get to my jokes a little bit quicker. Some cities, they laughing while I'm setting it up.
Oh, yeah.
If I catch you laughing at a setup, oh, okay, y'all like hearing me talk, getting to what I'm trying to get to. I'll start elongating my setups.
Yeah.
I'll start, because I'm funny enough to where my setups I can add in my setup because I know where I'm getting to, that it'll still be funny. But I'm like, oh, so y'all laughing at the setups a little bit more than when I'm getting here. Let me stay in this pocket of giving y'all the information more.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just adjustments. It's literally just adjustments, but it's learning how to adjust that.
It's the reps.
It's the reps. Yeah, it's the reps. So that's why it's like you might go from, you know, if you do 5 shows in a weekend, 2 might be 12. The other 3 might be like, And then eventually you get to the point where all 5 of them motherfuckers is credible, which takes time. That's the headliners. But, you know, as you get better, it go from 2 to 3 to 3.5 to 4 to like, oh, this weekend was crazy.
Do you remember like the first time you did like a weekend and it came back to like a spot somewhere?
You said the first time I did a weekend.
You finished like a weekend of shows, like 5 shows, something like that. You come back to town and like you do like a short spot.
Yeah, I've done
and
that.
It's like, everybody's like, what a fucking great set. You're like, I thought that was just a regular. Like, you don't realize how much it affects your approach to a smaller or a shorter set or a smaller room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, you know, you go through 400 people, and now it's 50 people here. And your mind, I don't know if it's a subconsciously or what, you just think that you're just like, I'm going to control this whole fucking room shortly. I'm about to shortly control it. It feel like it's not even close to what you... And I think it's true because when I watch comics who just start touring with a big comic that's doing theaters and arenas, when they come back and do a club, they shit be slapping so much harder all of a sudden. I'm like...
I think it's the confidence too.
What in the sauce fuck just happened to this dude?
Yeah.
Like, until he came back and now everything is like bad, 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 bad. I'm like, this the same nigga, the same. But I'm saying, like, bro, it's something about the your validation of ego that makes your shit go. These jokes are funny. They always were funny, but now I've done them in front of 20,000 people. Y'all 400 people, you're gonna fucking deal with it. Y'all 200 people, y'all gonna fucking. You 50 people, y'all gonna fucking laugh. Like, if we continue to go up in size of stages, when we go back down to like what we used to or what we knew before, it's like, nigga, y'all my high school teammates. I'm about to fuck y'all up. I play in the league now, or I'm college now. I come back and visit my high school. You're so much more refined.
Yeah.
That when you come back, everybody's on they like. So don't you guys love when like you're fucking a girl and blah, and you come out with some like you set the tone, you set the premise. Everybody watching like this guy's bro.
Because it's confidence too, because you know, like you said, if you go out, just say the theater's 3,000 people, you did 3,000 people rock that shit, right? You with a big name or whatever, and they come on, yo, you killed that shit. So when you go into this small room, you're like, these niggas ain't fucking with me, and you deliver the jokes differently.
That's my point. Yeah,
I remember Ryan Davis told me this one time. I said I told this joke, it was outside of the improv right before COVID, and I was like, yeah, I did this and it didn't work. He was like, nah, you didn't believe in it. And I was like, nigga, you wasn't even there. What you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he was like, all right, let's walk through it. And we start talking, and the more I talked and the more he didn't say nothing, the more I knew he was right. Because he's like real like, okay. You're like, and I was like, oh, I didn't deliver it with the confidence of.
So that's my point of why some of the shows might be a 7.
Oh no, that's what because I asked, because sometimes you go out there and you feel like, and that might subconsciously you might change the way you deliver because you sense that they don't give a fuck about you.
Or you
so you're like, oh, y'all just here to see Tony.
Or it's a different energy. It ain't even like so much they here to see the headliner. It's just a different energy that it throws you off to where you subconsciously just don't deliver it the same. Yeah, and that's why I record every single set and I watch the set and I go, I see. Because I'm like, this show, I had way more energy when I did that punchline and my setup. And in this show, I didn't have as much, and you know what I'm saying? So you could
some artists just might not give it up to you just yet. And you gotta go, I'm gonna get it from y'all. Like there are shows where I'm like, yo, like I remember one show this past weekend, I don't know if that was this or Oakland, but I was like, the audience just didn't give me nothing for 4.5 minutes. They was just like, yeah.
Oh, it was,
and I was like, oh, y'all gonna keep fucking all right.
It was this weekend, because you came off, you was like, they got their back pocket last, like they were reserving all their last for Tony. You said that to me.
Nigga, we did so many shows, but there was like show 2 on Friday where once they did her laugh, they started laughing the whole rest of the show. And I was like, it took them like 5 minutes to fuck with me.
That's the one you told me. You walked up to me, you was like, they got them back pocket laughs, like they're waiting to laugh for Tony.
No, that's Saturday. That was Saturday.
That was Saturday?
That was Saturday, early Saturday show. I was like, the first show that sold out that weekend was Saturday early show. I was like, they bought these tickets the earliest in advance for everybody. I was like, who the fuck buy the tickets they fucking early? But I remember thinking to myself, like, they were loose. So, like, some shows I'm like, yo, they might not give me everything I wanted, but the minute Tony got on stage, it was like, the show had been going amazing the entire time to them. Yeah. When they laughed so fast and so quick, it was just like, oh, this is fun. Anyway.
Yeah.
What is, if you could snap your fingers right now, though, because I mean, we can relate. Like we working and we touring and we doing shit and we got other comics on the road with us and we on the road with other comics, whatever. Once you snap your fingers right now, what's your ideal situation?
Right now,
if you could snap your fingers and
if I could snap my fingers right now, if I had like, if I could snap my fingers right now, I would be like consistently on the road with somebody every single week.
With somebody,
that's your wish.
That's my wish.
Instead of being a headliner yourself.
Right now, for sure.
Well, I mean, you did say it's only been 5 years, so yeah, it is.
Yeah,
like,
so that, I think that's self-aware because that's the same thing. If you ask me, I'm like,
I'm not rushing.
I don't want to be on a road headlining trying to worry about something. I'd rather be learning the game from somebody and growing and being like, oh shit, cool, and then having that, you know what I mean? Because you go out, there's a difference between there's 5 shows, you get to do 2 of them, and they're not even back to back. You do Friday first show. The one show Sunday. Yeah. You like trying to think about like, what could I change? But when you got, I went up, okay, next, in an hour from now, I'm going to run this back and tweak it. Oh, much better. It's fresh. It's like, cool. It's like in football. Quarterback throw a pick. They get right back in the game. Oh, I see him crossing right now. Deep ball. Cool. But that motherfucker throw a pick and then you don't put him into the next game. That nigga's throwing another pick because he's
Yeah.
like, I didn't have time to get right back out there. So when you're doing it,
yeah,
it works. So yeah.
I'm just for the art. Like I'm not the way that I view this. I know a lot of people in our world just view things as like get your money. Like people are very, very money hungry when it comes to like. And like I said, I'm not a starving artist. I'm starving from the hunger to be great. I'm not starving financially
That's
from
a
the
bar.
place. But that changes when you're a starving artist for finances. You start to grab at anything you can. So some people will prematurely put themselves to be a headliner. And if you're not ready and you burn that bridge too soon, especially in this day and age where somebody with some more followers can easily just like move you out that spot and you just be a forgotten soul. You want to make sure that when you get that opportunity, you stamp your imprint to not be forgotten by the bookers and people who are looking for these headliners. So to me, it's like I would rather be on the road doing a consistent 30, 25 minutes because what's going to happen is, and just the way that I view comedy, I always aspire to write, be creative, and have more. But it's like if I get to a place where in a weekend of 5 shows, I do 5 different 30-minute sets, I'm nice.
No facts.
You're nice. If you're doing 5 different 30-minute sets and they're all strong, you're nice. And if I can get to that point and somebody be like, yo, you want to do an hour?
Yeah, I got 2.5 of them.
Which one I'm gonna do? What you want me to do? Right? And then it's not even like you worried because it's like I literally have 2 hours or 2.5 hours of material.
Yeah, you're not worried about how you're gonna feel.
Yeah, I'm a body. And then what happens is people gonna always come back to see you because you got fresh stuff. You got fresh legs always. And the owners see that kind of stuff, right? So yeah.
Who's on your Rushmore?
My Mount Rushmore?
Or,
like
you got
dead
to
or
pick.
alive or
Yeah, like who you gonna play? If you had to watch comedy right now, who would you fuck with? All timers.
Richard Pryor is my all-time favorite comedian.
Okay.
Richard Pryor, Tony Roberts. Tony Roberts was on my Mount Rushmore before I ever met him. Like,
Well, that's crazy.
Lance said the
which
same.
is crazy.
Didn't Lance say the same thing?
Like you could ask my sisters, my stepmom,
That's
my
actually-
mom.
No, I swear to God, Lance was on here and he said the same thing. He said
Yeah.
Tony was one of my favorite comedians before I even met him.
Before I ever met him, he was on my Mount Rushmore comedians, bro.
Wow.
Hands down.
Shout out
pound for
Tony
pound.
getting
Since
love
I
from
was
niggas.
9 years old, bro, watching
That
him
nigga
comedy
has been killing comedy
for that long.
We were
And he was my
kids.
favorite comedian before that. So Richard Pryor, Tony Roberts, and these are people who I just this is gonna be an interesting one. Sebastian Maniscalco.
That nigga's he's a beast.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Right.
Yeah, Sebastian Maniscalco.
Why would
How many
you
is it?
do
5?
that?
You
4.
do Rushmore 4. If you want to add a fifth, though, that's fine. They add Carver.
Everybody do their
This
top
last-
5.
Carver
this-
that nigga head
this-
in there.
Rushmore is really 4, but 5 we go.
This
Carver
la-
that nigga head into the mountain. That's
This
fine.
last one has emerged for me in the last couple years of watching him, Ali Sadiq. Ali
I like
Sadiq.
Ali. I like him a lot because my jokes are like storytelling, and I aspire to have the ability to tell long bits, but figure out how to punch them.
Layers,
to
the
keep
way he layers it. But
His
it's just
run is solid.
it's crazy. But Ali has
4 years
emerged.
going right now.
Ali has emerged as my Mount Rushmore, just due to like, I had this actual conversation with him. It was a physical conversation I had with him at the airport. Longer story for another time. But like, he said one of the things I asked him, like, I'm paraphrasing, like, what's your advice, whatever. And he said, when you're not being funny, be interesting. And when you're not being funny, be interesting.
Damn.
And so when you watch him, when he's not being funny, you're so locked into the story that when he drops a fucking punchline and as strong as it is, that's why it hits so much harder because you're on the fucking roller coaster, bro. So you can watch us if you can do a special where you go into full blown tears, and which naturally is going to bring a room through the fucking ground. Everybody, if you crying,
tears like sad tears, not like
no
laughing.
nigga, tears. Did you the ones
Have
his
you not
special?
seen
You
the
ain't
one
seen
with-
it? Domino
oh,
Effect.
Nigga, that
No,
nigga
no.
breaks into full on
Yeah, he cried.
tearful face.
Oh, so
wet face tears.
So no, that's why I asked you like sad tears,
Sad tears.
or you're saying, or that's why I asked you
As
like,
a performer,
because
mid-delivery.
on that one when he talked about his daughter, I mean his sister dying,
Yeah.
on Lost,
Yeah.
people were crying. Then he goes right into the crackhead cooking dope in a dope house
that is my
in
point.
underwear.
That's art.
Most
But that's why I just
people-
wanted you to clarify. Like full, because people will be like, tears, like, oh, this nigga had me crying, laughing.
Nah, we talking about
Yeah,
like
yeah.
nigga death tears.
Yeah.
Like nothing else is funny.
That's what I thought you were
right
talking
now,
about. I just wanted to be
tears.
clear, like,
Yeah,
which one you
nah,
talking about? Because you know, in comedy, it's like, nigga had me in tears.
Yeah, tears. No, we talking about full throttle death. I'm sad. This is crazy ass tears.
And then bring you right out of it.
And pulled you right out of it and immediately started like, and you could tell when he was doing it on stage, just with the whole vibe of the set, everything encompassed in how he was doing that material. He was in it and he was genuinely crying. It was very sad. And then to pull you out, pause, with a whole, that was crazy. But to come out of it with a bit that's like, yo, this is fucking hilarious. Like, that's next level.
One of those specials, bro. I remember thinking, to me, it's the best compliment as a comic or to anybody watch something. I finished it and I looked at the actual time of length it was and I said,
Hour and a half.
I said, what the fuck? That was 90 minutes?
It was his first one.
I know I didn't
It was the first one.
I said, I know I didn't sit 90 minutes that fast. I said, oh, nigga,
That's how interesting it was.
That's
You were so locked in.
Off what you said. Yeah, I was like,
it was
nigga,
so interesting. You didn't realize that shit was an hour and a half. Because you're engaged the whole time. Whereas some people who have like longer bits, or if it's an hour of material, you space in and out sometimes. You might catch it in and out. But he has you engaged the whole time.
Like a movie like The Irishman is like 3 hours and 19 minutes or some shit. And you be like, yo, 10 minutes left. Nigga, I started this shit. Like
and it got you the whole time.
It's Scorsese out there killing shit.
Yeah.
But it's really about the ability to build that story so well that you're not missing.
No, because you're like,
people check their phone when they lose the interest.
Exactly. You look at your phone, and somebody in the middle of a story.
You put your shit away from you. Like, nigga, I don't even want this shit.
Nonstop. You like.
It's because the stories are so interesting.
So I knew his name, right? Like, oh, Ali said, I've heard it, you know what I mean? Seen one. And I didn't know, wasn't familiar with none of his comedy. And somebody was like, yeah, you need to check it out. And I was working a job driving dump trucks. Them jobs, you get to a job site, you got to wait to get loaded, or you're going on a highway forever. So you just got time to just chill. So I was like, let me put this first one on and shit. Put my phone up on a little mount, turned it on a job site watching it. I'm like, hey, yo. We had been there. It's like he said it was so long. We started getting loaded. I'm like, motherfucker's almost over. Hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I just, since I'm driving and I can just listen, I'm just playing the next one. What's the next one? Lost. What's this one? I was like, I became so immersed in it. I was like, I need that. I aspire for my stories to be that great so people will sit there and be like,
yeah.
Because that's what I did naturally. Roasting people was what I was always good at. But then when they'd be like, yo, tell that story about, and I was like, oh yeah, boom, boom. And I would do it and they'd be like, nigga. So when I started doing comedy, I'm like, I got plenty of shit that's funny. I just need to make this story even more funny.
Right.
And then we said it time and time again. He'll be like, yo, the best, this is what he said to me. He's disrespectful. He said, I'm going to start telling niggas, yo, that nigga Mike funny as hell. In conversation, though. He don't ever do this shit on stage.
That is crazy.
He don't ever do this shit on stage. Because he got on me. We was in a boxing gym when you said that. When Tellin was on that podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yo, these are the premises I'm about to start right. He's like, you're trying to test them out on me. Just do them. I was like, no, I'm not trying to test them out. We just having a conversation. I'm just telling you,
Why you telling me premises in conversation?
I was like, yo, because he was saying,
put a microphone in front of your face, nigga.
What he said was, you need to start doing this shit that you tell us about, like these stories, whatever. Like that shit is like, we be looking for a new bit and you be just rambling on some shit that I'd be like, nigga, I'm about to steal this nigga shit. Like, and I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. He was like, okay, nigga, then do it. And I was like, all right, this is what I'm about to do. He's like, no, you're testing it out on me. I was like, I'm not testing it out. I'm just telling you.
You wanna know how he tested it out? Yeah. Because he did a show tonight. Did you do any of those fucking topics?
No, but
exactly. What are we talking about? You got a whole audience that you could do any of those new premises on. That's the whole point of doing a new audience. The new premises.
Well, I told you what I went up there to do, bitch.
What did you do?
Nah, let's move on, nigga.
No, nigga, what are we talking about? You got new jokes, go do them on a new audience. Nah, I didn't do them tonight.
I said, okay, so what was happening was, again, well, I'll go back since we here. Tony put me up, I'm doing 10 minutes, right? So of material, I probably had 2 different 10-minute sets that I really like, I know. But then I would be bouncing back so much, and sometimes not in the same order, that it was never really like when he does his set, I know where he's, like you said, you know Tony's whole shit. I can run through his set. Mine wasn't like that because I was never doing it consistently enough. So I was like, this whole week, I'm going out every night and doing a show, and I'm going to do the same 10 minutes to get the...
So you got to get the rhythm.
Yeah, so I go on stage, I'm not thinking, I'm just I'm going through it. That's why I did that. Not like, let me work on the new jokes. Honestly, if I'm going to try one of the new things, I'm going to do it in front of a real good audience, not that audience, because what we just said before you got here was you said, you doing something in front of that audience at Flappers, it's not really giving you the feedback you need because of the audience. I was like, yeah, but I'm just doing it to say it, to get it. You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't do none of the new shit. I want to do that where there's a real crowd where I can get actual feedback so I know where to pivot, what to change or tweak. What you gonna say? What you gonna say?
What do you take it from that?
As far as like him not doing the new stuff in front of the new crowd?
From Rando Tuesday night show.
Okay, was it an open mic or a show?
No, it was a show.
Okay.
In a small room.
All right.
Nigga, I just seen you. You was up there with me. I told you.
No, I'm asking. I didn't know.
No, it's not a mic.
I'm asking. So
it was a show.
Oh, the show you saw him at tonight.
But I didn't see him perform, but he was in the other room.
But he was in the other room. Okay.
Right.
Small room, right? Not the main room.
My opinion is this, and this is how I view open mics as I don't care how many people in there. I don't care if it's big, small crowd. Open mic, I only go in there with 5 new ideas. So each minute is a new idea. I take 5 ideas that I've been thinking about, voice noting. I'll go and do that. Now, if I'm doing a show, depends on the show. If it's just like, I hate to use this term. If it's a throwaway show.
That's what it was.
If it's a throwaway show, you know that person just got a little room. They get a few people in there. You know they're going to fuck with you whether you bomb or you do well. I will probably look at it as an open mic where but I would look at it as a next tier open mic where I'm going to work on something that probably is like not fully developed.
Start off funny, show the show.
And then I might throw a brand new idea in between and I'm going to end it with some shit.
Yeah.
So to your point, I get it because there are still some jokes that like I got to get in the rhythm of saying to be more consistent with delivering. And then I just got new ideas. I'm like, I really want this idea to work, but I just got to say it so I can get it out and learn how to. So I would sandwich. I would sandwich it. So I get what he's saying, but I get what you're saying.
So that audience up there, right, tonight was predominantly 50 plus older white people. Like, there was a lady in the show, like she was 70 something. So
how many people was in there?
Probably like 20.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to do, just because I want to get the flow, because if I'm doing a bit, and I told him before, I got a spirit joke. We both got one. It's different, but they're not the same at all. But the one time at the Tommy T's, I fucked the spirit joke up so bad. He was like, you fucked it up so bad, I didn't even do mine. So
just swapped out a whole 5 minutes of myself.
Because
you fuck up the joke that bad, you just didn't do, just fumbling
I got rattled at first.
That was the bomb.
That was the bombing.
There was another bomb.
Yes, right. Do the joke. He was
so
like,
I tried to like go through it, but I was so ruffled. I was like, yeah, and I fucking did, and I was skipping. And the one punchline that always kills, I didn't even say it
because your brain wasn't.
My brain
there,
was,
bro.
but
your
I wasn't.
Brain skipped over.
I wasn't used to saying it consistently, so I was like, well, I want to go and do this 10 minutes, and it's like a theme. Like I put these jokes together for I can break it up, but if I'm doing 10, it's like, oh, he was talking about like it's continuity.
It's a flow.
That's why I did that a bit.
I like doing that.
I didn't want to go try some new shit that I'm like, let me get this shit worked out because if Tony's like, yo, you going up tonight? I'm like, I got the 10 that I really want to do, and I'm going to hit.
That makes sense.
Then if like, let's say we go out, we in Houston next week, we doing 5 shows. Let's just say he's like, yo, I do 3 of the shows. I might do the first 2 shows and do that 10 and do good. I'm like, you know what? Now I'm trying a piece of that shit with the new shit. And then I go back, I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. Now I start building on that. I'm not doing that in front of a crowd that's not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This joke's about my mom being on crack. These are upper class white people in their 60s and 70s. They ain't never seen crack. I'm not doing a crack joke.
You gotta switch it up. That's where you gotta have like the.
That's why I said I didn't do that. Like the new shit that he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's talking about. That's the joke that I said I was gonna work on.
Okay.
But I was
that
like,
makes sense.
I think he's misunderstood, but I think you're overthinking that. It's the joke. It's the premise is about addicts and dealers. That has nothing to do with crack. The premise of the joke is about addicts.
I was selling drugs and I didn't know my mom was smoking, like stealing my shit.
It don't matter the drug, right? The
does change.
Exactly. The premise is, I think everybody can relate in America. Somebody's using, somebody's abusing.
Your mom is basically a supporting factor of what your bigger idea is. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
now if the joke was just like your mom doing crack, then I get what you're saying. You're like, I'm not about to do this because they don't know what the fuck that is.
But also, here's the thing. We can go to the premise is I'm 16, I'm selling drugs, and she's like, and I told him this is real. she found out I was selling drugs, and she wasn't like, "What the fuck?" She was like, "Well, let me get $20." Like, I was like, "Oh, okay." And instead of me being like, "Hey, bitch, what's wrong with you? You supposed to be trying to like stop me," she'd be like, "Oh, my friend want 40." And I'd be like, "Oh shit, she's bringing me clientele." So I would give her, she'd be like, "Oh, come on, give her a bigger one. She's going through it." Like, but it was because she's skimming a piece off of the, and I didn't know that, so I finally. So he's basically giving me like, "Oh, you should say this," and I'm like, "Cool." If you're telling that to those people they live in Burbank. They don't know what that's so far from them.
Everybody
but you know
knows
what?
a user, bro.
But here's the thing. I was just talking to CP about this last night. And one of the things CP is really good at is no matter how outlandish or whatever his thought process is, he is good at creating a contradiction for us to understand. So easy, and it's not easy, but this is the art of the work that we have to do is like, and I'm experiencing this too, because like some of the crowds that I might be from, because I've been fortunate. I'm not gonna look at it as a bad thing. I've been fortunate enough to do like hard, far right white crowds, not literally like right or left wing, but just like all white crowd, like you just saying, older people that ain't gonna understand the nigga shit that I might be talking about. And I've done nigga crowds. I was just telling CPA last night, I was like, bro, one of the things that I admired about his genius is he has a mind that goes like way into the abyss of certain thought processes, but he's good at dumbing it down to where he articulates the contradiction into a way we understand, right? And what I mean by that is he'll say some shit, and he literally came up with a new idea just talking to him, but one of the ideas one of the things he might do is like, if he talking about planets and stars, he like, nigga, you know, what if Earth was like Kool-Aid, nigga, or something? I don't know. He'd just find a way to segue. So even for you, if you was just like...
He takes you on a journey with something that you already have a clear understanding of.
Bringing a contrast that they would understand. You saying like, my mom asking me to give them a bigger piece of rock for her friends and skimming off is like your kids giving you a little bit of cyanide every day so they can give you a piece of your inheritance. Or something.
Like
I'm giving a stupid example.
Point. Creating the analogy to the bit.
Yeah, you create an analogy to the bit that works with anybody.
But
right?
you do the analogy only when you think the audience won't understand what the fuck you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense in the sense of like,
Yes.
if all niggas in a room, they go, yeah, we already caught up, continue. But if you go to a room in this Beverly Hills or Burbank, it's like, okay,
this is what this means, right?
It would be like if you guys or whatever you want to play with that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
so let me ask you
taking
this.
some of the college fun
If
without
you're
asking.
starting a bit off, you're building a foundation, do you already want to be leaving a trap door for the audience that typically wouldn't be receiving that joke? Or do you want to... So if you build a joke...
that a trap door?
Huh?
You consider that a trap door?
Yeah, because if you're... Okay, so if the premise... We're using the premise. I'm selling drugs. My mom is using it, and I found out like she's skimming and all this shit, and then it all collapses or whatever. When you're building any joke, do you want to start off in the beginning with being like, let me use an analogy for people who don't get it, when you know that typically when you do that joke, it's not going to be for them? Or is that something you build later where you're like, oh, the joke is solid, but let me put this trap door in case I'm in front of a group that may not get it?
100%. I got plenty of jokes like that.
Do you start off like that where you're already creating it, or that comes later?
That's the process, though.
Society,
that's the process.
though.
That's the...
It's just society. Like, you know that you're going to run into
No, I know what he's saying.
But I'm saying when you're building the joke,
building the joke,
do you want to, in the beginning of it, already be looking for an out? Or is that something that comes later? Like, if you on a road with Tone, right, you write a bit. I'm not saying you're catering to his audience, but you know what kind of audience he got,
right,
and you know what's coming. So you're writing your joke or whatever. As soon as you get the bit, you're like, oh, what if I'm in comedy and magic, or one time a month, do I want to have this thing for this joke? In the beginning, you're like, I'm not worried about that. Let me get my joke good for the people I'm doing it from. And then once I'm getting that, then I can be like, it's like if then you got the audible Oklahoma, you know what I mean? Omaha, whatever the fuck you be saying.
I think a pro, like a comic, the headlines would know that could happen and be ready for that.
That's the point, yeah. So
I think Tony would be like,
you should always be prepared.
I know we're going to be in Kansas this weekend. I know I'll be in Northern Florida, which is a bunch of old.
But is he doing
people.
that in the beginning of writing the bit?
He knows that they would look at him and go,
I think that
and he would just in real time go, oh, yeah, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I think
it
it's
would be
gonna,
like an alligator because I'm in Florida, and you like,
yeah,
oh god.
I think it's inevitably going to happen regardless, based off of experience. especially if you're getting up all the time in different places.
Yeah.
It's just it's inevitable that that's going to happen because, like, to your point, the first time you might have ran that joke is going to be in front of people you need to have an analogy. So in your case, you have an analogy. Then you might go somewhere where you don't need an analogy because everybody in the crowd got somebody that didn't smoke some crack before. But your punchline might just not need the analogy because you could just go with the joke as is. You don't have to do a contradiction because, but the thing is, you prepared because you might be in a scenario where you might run that joke and just out of like just shit happening, you might run a joke, it might fall flat because you didn't have an analogy. You're like, all right, let me throw this in there. Like if you're doing 5 shows and the first time you do it, no analogy. Second show, analogy. Oh, it hit. Bet. Let me keep this analogy that works with this white crowd. It's actually
better that if you do it at a show where it's all white people, you got to go, how can I make this funny to them? Now you know how it's
that's
funny
the
to
work.
Them. Then you go back to the hood and go, I ain't got you that part.
I ain't got to use that
Even
part.
better.
But you already prepared though.
Yeah,
so now if you in front of niggas, you in front of white people, then you might have a situation where you in front of a crowd full of foreigners.
You separate the
You
tags.
got to find a way to make the shit funny for them niggas.
I think, and I'm not arguing the point. I agree with both of y'all. I think other thing is that once you've been doing it so long, you're good on your feet. In the moment when you see,
even in the moment,
you're
like, you create something.
It's like you start to go off. I don't think you build that into it. I think
was about to use that
adapt.
against you.
You adapt or you have it prepared.
I was
it
about
could
to
go
use
both
that
ways.
against you because if you were just talking to somebody and they look like confused, you'd be like, "Oh, these white people." Hey, it'd be like if.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So if you would already do that in real life, why not prepare for it on stage?
In my argument, what I'm saying is that I would rather write the joke the way that it's going to be told 99% of the time. And I will rely on the time where I'm going somewhere where I'm like, or I might be like, oh, I know what this is like.
So you don't think that the white component or the people who may not be familiar with the type of jargon that you might be saying doesn't require that caveat no matter where you at? Even for the shits and giggles side of it? Like, hey, maybe the room is 80% black, but there's still 20% white people. You're like, you know what? They here anyway. I might as well just throw this shit out there. And then maybe niggas will laugh at it too because it's like, you got to explain to them what we talk.
Yeah.
Like,
I get it. I ain't
part
arguing.
is funny no matter what.
I think like when I'm going to it, I'm writing a bit, I'm thinking it's already, I don't want to say difficult, but it's already kind of difficult because like people talk about when you come up with a new bit and it works, you're like, yes, because we know how hard it is to come up with that thing.
Yeah.
So when you're writing that, you're like, nigga, I don't want to have to be thinking about like, oh, if I'm doing this one time a month at this place.
I see what you're saying. You're just finding a way to organize it in your brain to focus on it getting to a certain spot to where you could pivot if you.
Yeah, because if I'm on a road, let's just say 40 weeks out of the year with this as a feature or a host, whatever, with a headliner, you know what those audience bring. So when you're writing your jokes, you may be having your style to them, but you know, like, okay, this is going. In the one show you get, it's like, oh, one off. It's like, oh, you don't want a 10-minute set. Down here, you're like, nigga, I'm not basing my joke around that. Like, well, I'll deal with it when I get there because that's a very small portion of the joke. The joke needs to be tailored towards the audience. So that's what I was saying. But it can't possibly hurt to be able to have the fucking.
It could go both ways because like he's saying
airbag on standby.
Yeah, because in my argument is always be prepared regardless, right? Whether you write the joke in full and it's there, and then you gotta basically you saying. Get the foundation of the joke first. Worry about all the other shit later. Yeah. And we're saying you could really do it all and like be like, okay. And that's the work in to me of just like just being prepared. Yeah. It's like if I go in front of this crowd or that crowd, like I already got. But I understand what you're saying. Like get it funny first and then figure it out. Like what the other shit might be. But my other argument was you just don't know what scenario you might be in when you try the shit and you don't have a choice.
And you're not a headliner.
Because
that's when you
gotta
get put in front of anybody.
Time, right? So you might do that shit, it might not land, and you got to figure out a way to get them to understand it.
You should have a Swiss Army knife for that situation.
Right, because in some black crowds might not respond the way you might.
I'm going to tell you right now, I did a show with Norm Nixon at Burbank, all black crowd or whatever, and I told the spirit joke. And I looked over at this black lady and I was like, you act like you never rode spirit. She was like, I would never. Nigga, do I look like a spirit bitch to you? And I was like, I expected it's all niggas to have that experience once. And when I met her after the show, nah, this bitch was rich as fuck. Like flies private most of the time. So when I even said spirit to her, and it did, she was like, do I got a spirit bitch to you? Luckily, she was still a black bitch that was like had black mannerisms and wasn't like overly
Like white.
like royal kingdom shit. You know what I mean? And she was like, and I got the feedback, and I was like, you do look like a spirit bitch to me, honestly. The wig, and everybody started laughing, but it was only because I could relate. But I didn't expect her to say that. I was like, when I talked to her, she was like, nigga, I fly private 99% of the time. I was like, who the fuck are you? And then she started running. I was like, oh shit. But that's like the way we're subconsciously trained to be thinking like, why would you be on a private? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big ass rock on her finger. She was ice. I was like, God damn. But again, I didn't, on the cuff, I was able to pivot out of it. But I didn't expect that from that crowd. Not at all.
Yeah,
Not
but
from her.
sometimes something like that will happen where you will talk to her. I don't know if you record your shows, but like sometimes stuff like that will happen, and that could be a bit on top of the bit.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
told me that.
Yeah, like you find bits when you find yourself in a situation you got to dig yourself out of, and it's like, oh, that's actually funny for the 1% of people who might be in this crowd, and I might do it anyway if I know they're not in there or not, because people still understand that. 'Cause if the joke is funny, then you still get away with it.
I probably thought of more funnier thoughts on a rough set than I have on a good set.
Yeah, because you fighting for your
brain-
life. You fighting for your life, nigga.
You drowning,
You
nigga.
discover how you could throw punches
On
when
the
you
playback, yeah, even on playback, you're like, oh my God, why didn't I think to say this right then and there? You're like, oh, I'm gonna be ready next time I fucking go off on the ledge and nobody fucking with me. I know exactly what I'm gonna say this time. Or somebody cut me off from the deep back part of the room.
Yeah, when you
and
fighting for your life, that's when you start discovering shit, bro. That's
you
how
learn who you are.
Good question. So
Yeah, I mean, kind of in line when we talked about. We told you about. You gave us an idea of what the future looks like for yourself. So I always like to ask, yes, that if you could walk through that door and see your 18-year-old, 20-year-old self, you got about 30 seconds to holler at them. What you gonna tell them?
I mean, I hate to be cliche. It's all part of the story. That's what I would tell myself. It's all part of the story.
No warnings. Go through it.
All part of the story.
I like it.
It's all part of the story because it's like, and I think that's what helps me keep going in this journey. Y'all know this shit could just get hard. Even this week that I'm here, I'm already experiencing a little shit where I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? Like, you have a lot of, I call them, what the fuck are you doing, bro, moments. You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize, man, like, I would tell my 18-year-old self, it's all part of the story. Whatever you go through is all part of the story. And one day you're gonna get to talk about it and smile, and people will understand your journey. But the thing is, like, where you will be respected. So, and like I said, like, it's just moments. Even here this week, like for me, and like going to these different markets that I don't live in and trying to make my way because I still live in Ohio. Like, people don't understand how hard that is, bro. When you don't live somewhere and you still trying to figure it out and try to build your network, and then you got to come in and out of a market versus living here. But that's also a different work ethic too. People don't understand that. And that's another conversation for another time. But yeah, man, I would tell myself it's all part of the story, and all the moments that I feel like I'm being gatekeeped and niggas just being superficial and this, that, and the third.
Yeah,
like,
buddy.
There's gonna be a day. Because my work ethic, I just have an extreme work ethic, and I'm very determined in the way that I operate. It's just like one day I'm going to be able to look back and be like, none of that shit matters anymore.
facts.
The journey.
So,
Fucking journey.
Look at that camera. Tell me where they can find you at.
yo, y'all can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and at Mo Funny, Mo_funny. That's MO_funny. You can find me on YouTube at Comedian Mo Hill. Twitter, Mo_funny. I just redid my Twitter because I deleted my old one because y'all niggas ain't about to get me on a scandal when I get $1 million. Fuck that. You ain't gonna hit me with this nigga tweet from 14 years ago. Nigga, I don't remember what I wore yesterday. What the fuck is you talking about? And then that's where y'all can find me. So follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, subscribe to my page, follow me on Twitter, all the socials.
Boom. We're going to wrap it there, man. Again, this has been another great episode with our guest, Mo Hill. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. Do your part, man. Help us grow the channel. We're trying to, take off, and we're going in a different lane in 2026. We're trying to have a guest every week, man, hear their stories, more about them, less about us, and still bring y'all the funny, man. So we appreciate the support. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy. This is my man, 100 Grand.
John Grimes.
We will see y'all next week.